for Northwestern Province. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members. My name is Chomba Mukarura, under Parliamentary Budget Office. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members. Good morning, CS and the team. I'm Suila Eddy, Principal Auditor, Solwezi Audit Office.
Good morning. I'm Lovinda Sinyani from the Planning and Research Department in the Office of the Auditor General.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members. Good morning, CS and your team. My name is Elvis Chupuka from the Parliamentary Budget Office.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members. Good morning, Mshindamo Town Council. My name is Jeffan Siame from Control of Internal Audit, Ministry of Finance.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members of the committee, and good morning, Mshindamo Town Council. My name is Joyce Kubansa from Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. Thank you.
Secretariat here. We have some people behind. Okay, continue. Pull the mic closer to you.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, honorable members. Good morning, CS and your team. My name is Emmanuel Walia from the Office of the Clerk.
Honorable members of Parliament, starting from Mufumbwe.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson, and good morning. Good morning, honorable colleagues. Good morning, our permanent witnesses. Good morning, Mushindamo Council, and welcome to your committee. My name is Elliot Kamondo. I'm Member of Parliament from Fumbwe constituency. Thank you.
Honorable Pavima.
Thank you very much, Chair. Good morning. Morning, honorable members. Good morning, Secretariat. Morning, all our permanent witnesses. Mushindamo Town Council. CS and your team, good morning. Karobo Pavyuma is my name. I represent the good people of Sakere constituency, Kitwe, in the Copper Belt.
Morning, Chair. Morning, permanent witnesses, and good morning, Mushindamo Town Council. I'm Honorable Dr. Aaron Mwanza, Member of Parliament for Kaumbwe constituency in Petauke District of the Eastern Province. Thank you.
Honorable Member from Mangango.
Thank you so much. Good morning to you. Morning, our permanent witnesses. Morning, Mushindamo Town Council. Morning, our fellow honorable members of Parliament. Good morning, our viewers and the listeners out there. I'm Luhamba Mwene, Member of Parliament for Mangango. Thank you.
Chair, thank you. And Mutelo. Welcome. Okay.
My name is Mulunda Darius, Member of Parliament for Siavonga constituency and a member of this committee. Chairperson, I thank you.
Vice Chair.
Thank you so much, Chair. Good morning, honorable colleagues, our permanent witness. Good morning to you, Mushindamo Town Council. My name is Christopher Shakafuswa, Member of Parliament for Mandev constituency. I'm the Vice Chairperson of the committee. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And Honorable Mishek Mtetwa Nyambose, representing the wonderful people of Chasefu constituency in Eastern Province, and privileged to chair this wonderful committee. CS and your team, once again, welcome and feel free. We can have your report presentation. Oh, you didn't? Oh, you didn't? Okay. Before we go into the detail of our interaction, I would like to extend the immunity under Cap 12 of the laws of Zambia that grants you immunity, that whatever you say before this committee cannot be used against you in the courts of law. But however, as long as you you remain factual. If you willfully mislead this committee, the same Cap 12 can be used against you. It is our belief that you will not mislead this committee, but give us information that is factual and that is going to help us to do a good report that will be presented before the House. With these remarks, I would like to say thank you once again. You can make your presentation.
Thank you, Chairperson. Shindamo, under the auditor's report, we're appearing on paragraph 84, where we've got 4 queries. Then under appendices, we've got 5 queries. So, Chair, allow me to go to the first one. With your guidance, Chair, I'd like to mention the name of the query, cause of the query, action taken, and remedial measures. Your guidance, Chair.
You just take us, read the query, then go to the cause of the query. You read the query as a sentence or heading, then you go to the cause of the query. However, you can speak to graphs or to schedules like budget and income. You can tell us how you performed. You can just give us a summary of the performance, but go to the cause of the query, action taken, and remedial measures.
Thank you, Chair. With that guidance, the first query, Chair, is on favorable performance on revenue collection. Chair, the query is that we performed favorably by 20%. So the cause of query, Chair, management acknowledges the auditor's observation and wishes to state that the overall positive revenue collection was due to the following reasons. Local taxes, the undercollection by 9% on collection was as a result of the shops which were anticipated to be opened at the Kipushi border did not open due to the road, the Solwezi Kipushi road, which was not constructed. Fees and charges. The 2% variance on collection of fees and charges was due to intensified patrols and internal controls. Licenses. The 17% variance on collection of licenses was due to the intensified patrols through the task force following the procurement of the finance department vehicle. Levies. The minus 37% variance on the collection of levies was the result of some shops which were anticipated to be opened at the Kipushi border did not open due to the road, the Solwezi Kipushi road, which was not constructed. Payments. 3% variance was on the collection payments was due to the stakeholder sensitization and continuous engagement of through publicity, the task force and radio programs. Other receipts, the 192% on the collection of other receipts was due to Chair, we had received a donation from FUM, which is number 1 there, to build a clinic, which was 800,000 kwacha. Chair, number 2 was due to the CDF loan recoveries, which amounting to 358,458. And Chair, number 3 was received a donation towards HTC Day, which was 5,000 kwacha, giving us a total of 1,163,458. See Appendix 1 for bank statements and correspondence. Action taken. Management has intensified collection on local taxes, levies, as can be seen from the 2024 performance. See Appendix 2. Remedial measures. Management will ensure that all revenue planned for the financial year are efficiently collected. The second query, Chair, is on failure to set output targets. Cause of the query, during the period under review, management failed to set output targets. Action taken. Management wishes to report that social protection program was introduced after the devolution of its function, which is community development and social welfare, to local authorities to accommodate their activities. The functions and staff under this program have been fully devolved to the council and budgeted for under the 2025 budget. However, some activities were budgeted for under skills and education program in 2023. Economic and business development programs was budgeted for under resource mobilization and management program, see Appendix 3. Remedial measures. The council will ensure that all activities under its core mandate are budgeted for and all set targets are achieved within the stipulated time. Third query, Chair, is output targets not achieved. Cause of the query: during the period under review, the council failed to meet deliverable targets and outputs. Action taken. Management acknowledges the auditor's observation and wishes to report as indicated in the table below. So, Chair, on the table below, we decided to put it in a table format because some of these output targets are interrelated. The first one, Chair, is on the conversion of application proceeds. We planned to convert 300 plots and we only managed to convert 123. Management response. Management wishes to report that estimated number of applicants for land conversion were overestimated and we have since intensified the sensitizations on the importance of land conversion. Number of plots numbered, target was 375, achieved 0. Management wishes to state that the drawings for numbering have since been submitted for numbering and the lands departments in Solwezi, see Appendix 4. Number of properties inspected under public health and environmental protection. The target was 260, we achieved 143. The council procured a vehicle and formed a task force to enhance inspection of premises. Number of loads of waste collected, 48, we achieved 45. The council has budgeted for a tractor and allocated 100,000 for repair of the light truck in the 2025 budget that will help collection of solid waste, that is in Appendix 5. Number of sensitization campaigns conducted, target 10, achieved 5. The council procured a vehicle that will address the transport challenges faced during sensitizations. Number of dead human body buried, these are unclaimed bodies, Chair. The target was 5, achieved 0. Chair, during the year, the council did not receive any request from Zambia Police to bury unclaimed bodies. Under housing and community amenities, kilometers of feeder roads maintained and vegetation control. Target 15, achieved 0. It's regrettable that management did not avail reports to Auditor General at the time of audit. However, vegetation control was done along Lumber Road, T5 Road, Kasapa Market and Lumber Market and the Civic Center, see Appendix 6. Refuse bay constructed. The target was 3, achieved 0. The refuse bays were marked to be built at yet to be constructed Kalindi Market. The funds of the construction were received in 2024 from the Devolution Support Program and ZEMA has since approved the project site, see Appendix 7. Kilometer of roads opened, township roads. Target was 10, achieved 0. Management wishes to report that the roads were not opened up in Kalindi because the plots were not numbered at the time of audit. However, we have since opened township roads in Tutubanya and currently working on the Mujimanzovu Road. See Appendix 8. Education and skills development. Number of people to basic literacy programs assessed, 10. Target 10, achieved 0. Management wishes to report that the literacy classes were conducted and 45 learners were under adult literacy at Kasapa Primary School. See Appendix 9. Number of women literacy groups formed, target 5, achieved 0. Management wishes to report the literacy group were formed, and Chair, I need to make an addition there that the number was 2, so that to be specific, the literacy groups that we formed were 2. Public order and safety. Number of routine patrols conducted, 20, achieved 2. Management wishes to report that transportation challenges were the major cause of lack of patrols. However, the Council has procured the motor vehicle, which will help in future assignments. Number of fire safety building inspections conducted, target 10, achieved 0. Management wishes to report that at the time of audit, Council did not have a fire section. However, the Commission in 2024 have sent new fire officers, and officers are currently undertaking inspections and sensitizations. Management and support services. National events commemorated, target 11, commemorated 7. Management wishes to respond that sufficient funds have been committed to commemorate national events in the 2025 budget. Number of management meetings held, 48, achieved 7. Management wishes to clarify that the 48 were management briefings which are held every Monday morning, and 12 were management meetings held on a monthly basis. Appendix 10. Number of council butcheries operationalized, we targeted 1, achieved 0. The butchery was marked to be built at the yet to be constructed Kalindi Market. The funds for the construction were received in 2024 from the Devolution Support Program, and ZEMA has since approved the project site. See Appendix 7. Chair, with your permission, I wish to make a correction on the number of sensitizations meeting held. Management response should read as: management wishes to report that 1 sensitization meeting was conducted and documented. See Appendix 11.
So with that correction, your target reads 0. How do you want us to amend?
So what was achieved was 1 during the period.
And then the percentage?
Jeff, look at it. 1% of 16. Chair, if you can allow me just to do a quick calculation with the percentage there.
Okay.
6%, Chair.
6%. You may proceed.
Remedial measures. Management will endeavor to see to it that all activities under its mandate are budgeted for and all set targets are achieved within the stipulated time.
Proceed to the next query.
Next query, Chair, is on environmental matters, solid waste management services, which is failure to prepare an integrated waste management plan. Cause of the query, Chair: during the period under review, the Council failed to prepare the integrated waste management plan. Action taken. Management wishes to report that the Integrated Waste Management Plan has since been prepared, approved by the Council and submitted to ZEMA for final approval. Appendix 12. Remedial measures. Management will ensure that all statutory requirements are adhered to. Chair will now move to cross-cutting issues under appendices. Appendix 1, under Appendix 1, Chair, was on the financial statements. Cause of the query. During the period under review, the report of the Auditor General on the audit of accounts of the local authorities for the financial year 31st December 2022, under Appendix 1, the financial statements from Shindano Council were stated as qualified. Action taken. Management wishes to report that the 2022 financial statements from Shindano Town Council for the year ended 31st December 2022 were restated as qualified opinion by Auditor General. See attached Auditor's opinion on Appendix 13. Remedial measures. The Council will continue to submit annual financial statements that are free from error or omission on time to the Office of the Auditor General. The next query, Chair, was under Appendix 2, which is budget funding and expenditure. Cause of the query. During the period under review, the Council had the total funds available of 20,877,635 and spent a total of 18,288,843 and unspent funds of 2,588,792 from the total revenue received. Action taken. Unspent funds of 2,588,792. Management wishes to report the funds were spent as follows in 2024. Chair, number 1, the money was spent on salaries, which was 944,694, which is on Appendix 14. Chair, what we normally do is we have a buffer fund for the following month that we keep to pay salaries, hence the closing balance of December.
What you presented, the honorable members will interrogate you for explanations.
I'm guided, Chair. Thank you. Number 2, the funds were spent on council operations, which is 1,301,647.46. See Appendix 15. Number 3, construction of council buildings, which is 342,450.43, which is on Appendix 16. The total coming to 2,588,792,000. The Council, on remedial measures, the Council will endeavor to utilize funds as they are received. Chair, under Appendix 16, the query was on failure to fill vacant positions. Cause of the query. During the period under review, the Council had 14 vacant positions. Action taken. Management acknowledges the Auditor's observations and wish to report that the Council has received 14 officers to fill the vacant positions through the Local Government Service Commission. See Appendix 17. Remedial measures. Management will continue to make follow-ups with the Commission on vacant positions and to continue submitting quarterly staff returns. Appendix 23. Poor management of waste. Cause of the query, failure to secure with a gate, provide waste bin and receptacles. Action taken. Management wishes to report that the dump site has since been secured with a gate. The waste bins and the receptacles have been included in the 2025 budget. Remedial measures. Management will ensure that waste bins receptacles are placed in designated places and are annually budgeted for. Chair, the next query was on Appendix 28, which is a failure to settle statutory obligations. Cause of query: during the period under review, the Council owed Zambia Revenue Authority, National Pension Scheme Authority, Local Authority Superannuation Funds, and other institutions 4,680,939 in respect of payee, pensions, and other contributions. Action taken. Chair, I wish to request for your permission that I make a correction on the statement under action taken.
What is the correction?
Chair, the correction is on the sum, total sum paid to date. Instead of reading 1,322,716 Tetringwe, it's supposed to read 603,000 and 91.99. 603 091.99.
Come again with the figure.
603
Yes.
comma 091.99.
How are the honorable members? For corrections, next time you need to move them before you make the actual submissions, not correcting as you are presenting. So what you should have asked was to ask for permission to make these corrections before you presented the report. You can go ahead.
I'm guided, Chair. So the breakdown of the 603, I need to make amendments on the table to correspond with the amendment there that is in the statement.
Go ahead.
So, Chair, on NAPSA, the amount, the payment supposed to read 249,717.92.
Lasif?
Lasif, Chair, remains the same. ZRA remains the same. Madson reduces to 0, Chair. Nima supposed to read 33,864.76. Motor vehicle insurance supposed to read 20,000.
Supplies?
Supplies remains the same. Terminal benefits remains the same. The other one to change is number 11, settling allowances, which is supposed to read 24,324.14. Then the total should read 603, 091.99.
Yes, go ahead. Remedial measures.
Chair, remedial measures. The Council will continue to pay historical debt as well as the current as they fall due and ensure that payment plans are implemented. In conclusion, Chair, I wish to assure the committee that remedial measures submitted will be implemented and reviewed for further improvement. Chair, submitted for the committee's considerations, signed Gabriel Louis, Council Secretary. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much. I now invite questions and points of clarifications from the honorable members of the committee. Honorable Mtelo.
Thank you, sir. Page 10. Failure to fill vacant positions. Management wishes to report that the council has received 14. Then you've sent us to your appendix. What you have received is 5. What you are expecting. So I want you to reconcile with your statement as to what you have received. Have you received 14? If you have received 14, why are you still expecting 8? Or maybe you would want to rewrite it through the chair like you are doing, because he's accepted that. Page 3. Chair, page 3. There are some positive revenue corrections, and you have given reasons. You have intensified patrols and stuff like. But on 1 and 4, you are accusing it to the road being bad. That's why you've not done well in Kipush. There you didn't intensify you never did the patrols because of the nature of the road. But you reached, I guess. That's why you would be able to say this road is bad. But you couldn't do sensitization programs. And on local taxes, are they only in Kipush? Mushindam, you did well on the others. Now your reason there, I'm failing to connect it well. Page 7. Chair, then I'll be done.
Please go ahead.
Page 7, number 6, management and support services. What is number of management meetings held? 48. Now you've stated no management wish to clarify that the 48 were management briefings, not meetings. You were with your colleagues there. Why didn't you clarify it there? For you to have waited to come here and now say no. Of course, those were just briefings, not meetings. Because what we are reading here is 7. Then you went ahead saying, and 12 were management meetings. What we are seeing is it? What number are you seeing there? 7. So you didn't also say, no, sorry, it should read 12. So just to clarify. But why didn't you do it with your colleagues there? Just to those 3 for a start, Chair.
Thank you. Yes, witness, you may respond to those 3.
Thank you, Chair. I'll start on the officers received, Chair. The officers the 8 officers that we are supposed to receive from the Government Service Commission, it's still work in progress. So as we speak now, some more officers are reporting. At the time of preparing the report, what was indicated by the Service Commission that these officers were expected as at last week to report. So we are still receiving these officers. Even this morning I received the call that I think an engineer has reported even today.
Chair, sorry.
Allow him to finish.
Yes, sir. So that you finish properly. At the time of reporting, so why didn't you just state it to say we've received 5 and we're expecting to receive how many? 8. Because what you have written here is what we take. What we are reading is you have received 14.
What is the correct number of officers that you have received?
At the time of reporting, how many did you receive? You received 5. Why didn't you state that?
What is the correct number of officers that you've received?
Chair, as guided by Honorable Mtelo, the correct position is at the time of reporting, Chair, the 8, they are the ones that were supposed to receive by then. So I think with that guidance, I'm guided accordingly, Chair. That's the correct position.
You, in your action taken, you're saying that wishes to report that the council has received 14 officers to fill up the vacant positions through the Local Government Service Commission. Hence the question, what is the correct number? Because you have given us a report of 14 here, and what you're submitting is less. So, in being consistent in allowing you to amend, we want to ask you, what is the correct number, so that we can amend and then you can be asked the correct questions.
Yes, go ahead. Page 1.
It's on page 10.
Chair, I take you to Appendix 17.
Yes, we are there.
Yes, Chair. So from the 14, we expect to receive the 8 that the time of reporting it was 8, so we've received which is 8 minus 14. Chair, I think I'm a bit confused. I'm even failing to calculate 8 more from 14, Chair.
You say you have received 8 because these are the ones that have been sent to you, not 14.
Yes, Chair.
So are you able, can you, yes, Honorable Mtena.
Chair, through you, please don't be confused. Your numbers are correct. 14 minus 8. The number would be 6. But what you have recorded as having received on employment and transfers, 5. What you've recorded as expected, 8. What it should be now, it should be expected 9. So don't be confused with what you've submitted. All we need is so that your committee is on good what? No clarifications. Otherwise it will read you have received all the 14 like it is. Then you'll be misleading your committee, sir.
I'm guided, Chair.
Chair, I'm not Mushindamu. He said a bit confused, so we're just putting...
The other 2 questions, you may respond.
Chair, the other question was on the inspections of shops at the border, on which was page 3. So, Chair, on the levies, what we had anticipated was that in 2020, we received an overwhelming response from the public that bought plots from Mushindamo. So now these plots were anticipated by this year that they will be developed and people would start trading in them. But now, because of the challenges, owners of these plots, because of the road, they couldn't construct. So as we even speak today, Even machineries like those machines that we use to drill boreholes, they are unable to reach that area because of the state of the road, especially in the rain season. So most of these shops were not constructed. Hence we mentioned the road. So they are not in existence. But we anticipated that by then people will construct the shops.
To you, your indulgence, are local taxes only taxed in Mshindamo? I mean in Kipushi? For you to say because of the road, then the local taxes are in negative. But these others, they are in positive because we testified, we did patrols. Those patrols never affected the local taxes. Are they only affected in Kipushi?
Who was supposed to do these roads? You saw the plots. Who was supposed to do the roads?
Chair, the road to Kipushi border, it's 110 kilometers from the Solwezi Chingola road. So that road is under RDA, and I wish to mention that I think the government signed a contract with the contractor. I think the contractor will be on the ground very soon to construct the road in bituminous state.
Mr. Chairman Nyambosa.
Thank you very much, Chair. First one is a follow-up to what Honorable Mutelo has asked, and which is being avoided by the CS. You budgeted on the negative variance on the local taxes and levies, and you attributed this to the bad road in Kipushi. Do you tell this committee that local taxes and those which are negative were only envisaged to be collected from Kipushi? According to your statement. That is my first question before I go to page 9, Chair. But I can allow, because I want this to be rested.
Thank you, Chair. The local taxes and levies, we don't only collect from Kipushi, but we collect from other places like St. Dorothy, where our offices are situated. But I need to mention that as a municipality, as a town council, we normally rely heavily. That's where most of our revenues come from. They come from the collections at the border. So the negative variance mostly was attributed to our over expectation that by then maybe the road will be done. But we collect in these other places. So the major part, the negative variance, we only mentioned Kipushi because that's our major area of revenue collection as a council.
Chair, that is interesting. You did not sensitize your client at your major point of collection. Because where you've scored, you've said because of the patrols that we do, we have intensified patrols and sensitization. Now here is a major place where you rely despite the road. You don't do the sensitizations there.
Chair,
but we are happy with your coming out to say government has signed and have found a contractor who will now work on the road to bituminous standard. We are grateful to the government of the day, and we pray the contractor will be hitting the ground soon. But that reasoning is not satisfactory to your committee. That's where you rely. That's where there is more money there.
Yes, Chairman Nyambose, Dr. Mwanza.
I takes note of the question from Honorable Mtelo.
Yes.
I wanted to, I'll ask for your guidance if he, or correction if you have, this question I'm trying to ask has been asked before. It's on page 9, Chair. CSS, go to page 9. Page 9 on the budget funding and expenditure. I'm referring to unspent funds, 2,588,792. Was it us, Chair?
No.
Okay. I'm drawing it to the same amount. By December 2023, 2,588,792,000 was not spent. And the reasons you have given, this is actually up to 2024, it was not spent. The reasons given that this money it was not spent because it was meant to be paid to salaries, council operations, and construction of a council building. Now, I wanted to learn from you why you couldn't pay salaries and the council operations as at 31st December 2023 when you had 2.5 million. I've failed to get the reasoning. And when you look at we look at outstanding statutory, staff obligations, I will refer you to outstanding staff obligations. Where is it? You owed statutory bodies 4,680,000. On the other hand, terminal benefits 20,000. Settling in allowance 105,461. Now, why? And you are in your accounts when you had these obligations that you could have dealt with, including salaries. Chair.
Yes, witness.
Chair, on salaries, Chair, what we do as Mushindamo, we normally keep a buffer of funds for the following month. So as at 1st December, we had already paid salaries for December. So the funds were made for the following month. Buffer for the following month so that we don't delay in terms of paying salaries every month. So there are those funds that we usually retain for the following month in advance. Then, Chair, on the construction of the council building, these funds were already committed because the construction was in progress, just awaiting for a claim or issuance of an IPC by engineering so that we pay for the works on time. So these funds were already committed towards the construction of the building. Then, Chair, on the council operations, and I wish to admit that as management, I think we erred that we had to fund operations where we also had these statutory obligations that needed to be paid at the time, and we prioritize other operational costs, Chair. I submit.
Honorable Kalobo follow-up.
Thank you very much, Chair. CS, on the same unspent 2,537,000.
Kindly move the microphone closer to you.
Thank you, Chair. On the funds which were not spent during the period under review, which amounting to 2 million.
Switch off your mic.
588,792. You have told this committee that this money were spent in 2024, and you have a table on page 10 which highlights how these funds were spent, and besides each figure you have put the appendix which is carrying the evidence for the same. For example, the first one is on appendix 14. We go to appendix 14. So you have shown us a voucher here. Where you just sat on the computer, started typing. It is not properly acquitted. The receiver didn't sign, but yourselves you just sign and put a date stamp. On another figure, you have taken us to appendix 15. Where I also sat in the office and typed a ledger. On the third one, you have referred us to appendix 16. Where you have put some vouchers, I think 3 vouchers. Again, they are not properly acquitted. We are with experts there in finance who knows what is supposed to be done. Why do you choose to bring such type of evidence to this committee when you know that this committee is a committee of facts? So now when you give us, even you, when someone gives you a voucher which is not properly acquitted, the receiver hasn't signed, are you going to consider it? So why do you choose to bring evidence which you know that is not proper evidence? Chair,
yes.
That is my question.
Yes,
and this question, we want a serious answer, because this type of behavior is almost in all the councils. So we need a serious answer. We are not here to waste time. Equally you yourself, I think you can't travel from Mushindamo wasting taxpayers' money to come here and waste time, waste the national resource, when the money that you have used you should have even bought or you should have even paid one retiree waiting to be paid. Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you so much. Yes, you may respond.
Chair, thank you. The first question was on the payment voucher for salaries, Chair, which is on appendix 14. So this payment voucher, Chair, is paid directly to all council employees through a bank transfer. So on that one, Chair, received by, because the monies are being received by the OO officers. So hence you see that it remained blank or acquitted for. However, the payroll is available for, I think, verification. These were salaries to officers under the council.
Is it available here?
So I mean, we can avail it to the committee should they need the payroll details. Otherwise, these were salaries to various employees indicated on the voucher, Chair.
The next voucher on Appendix 15.
Chair, the next voucher on Appendix 15. This is an extract of a bank statement. It's not a ledger. So this is the bank statement from the bank. And Chair, we've also carried the payment vouchers just to assist. We couldn't attach because these are various payments operational, which were quite a lot. So we extracted the payments that were done during the period. The Chair, on the construction of the building, which is a money paid to the contractor. So there I think we can still, the acquittal there should be receipts from the supplier, and because these were done direct transfers and they are not paid via checks. So when somebody received a check, they would sign there as received. So these were transfers direct into the account of the supplier, and then they issue the council with a receipt.
So have you attached the bank statement to show the committee that this was the transfer?
No, Chair. We thought we could attach the two payment vouchers. So the two payment vouchers were
Did you
attached.
get his consent? Proper acquittal? Because it's not appended on received by. Hence, you should have added the bank statement to show that this money was actually directly paid. In line with your answer.
Thank you, Chair. That was an omission on our part. However, we are guided accordingly.
Controller of Internal Audit.
Thank you, Chair. I would also want to point out on these payment vouchers, they are not being audited. There is no audit stamp for pre-audit. Maybe they can explain why they have not been pre-audited.
Before you explain, I wish to recognize the presence of the Member of Parliament for Moshindamo, who's joining us in the public gallery. Honorable Dr. Katakwe, you are welcome. Yes, witness.
Chair, on this one, I will request for assistance from our internal auditor on the audit of these payment vouchers.
Internal auditor.
Through the chair, this one for JPICO construction, and that is on appendix 16. This one, Chair, these payments were made at the time when the auditor that was there was transferred. So eventually, when they came for post audit, we had to refer to the same internal auditor for clarification, but it wasn't availed at the time. So that is the reason why they were not audited. Okay.
Chairman Nyambos.
Yeah, Chair, it's quite interesting. As our Honorable Pavioma indicated earlier, this is the culture. Now we are being told that the former auditor, very soon it will be former council secretary. Why do I say so, Chair? These are permanent records we are putting in place. And we must conclude a transaction. Do you refer to an IPC? Do you have a copy of the IPC that refers to this payment? The claim from the contractor that I claim this. In the absence of the statement as the chair guided, there is no statement to show that this transfer was done. It's just a voucher which was not acquitted. Now, how do we confirm that this contractor actually really claimed for this total amount and you certified the works, then you made this payment. Because tomorrow you will not be there, some contractor can reappear and say, no, I was not paid. How do we ensure that we rest this case by dealing with it? In conclusion, show us the IPC or the bank statements. Thank you, Chair.
Additional, Dr. Mwanza?
Thank you, Chair. Just an addition to, before I come to my original question, the same construction of council buildings, you budgeted for you budgeted for 342,450, and the appendix 16, just like everybody else, is talking that the acquittals are not, I mean, the proof of payment is not there. But my question is, the appendix 16 is showing that the total contract price is 496,800 kwacha, whilst your budget is 342,450. The contract price is shown on appendix 4, the last appendix 16, the last page after those payment vouchers, and it is shown in a hidden way, in an upside manner. It is not presented like all other payments. My question is, why did you under budget, sorry? Because the contract for JPICO is showing 496,800 kwacha. And where is the proof of change of scope of work or variation order to increase the contract price? Thank you.
Yes. I hope you took note of the other questions.
Yes, Chair. I'll start with the earlier questions, Chair. Chair, we only picked parts of the payments just to show proof, the cover of the payment vouchers. I wish to request that if you can allow us, we can request for the entire payment vouchers and the bank statement. We didn't attach the bank statement to show proof that this was paid. This was on a mission on our part. We thought maybe this would be would suffice to show that these payments were done. Then, Chair, on the amount, the 342,450, 43 ngwe, which is on page 10. Here, Chair, we just showed the total amount we paid. However, the contract sum remained the same, which is 400. So here on the responses, we're only trying to show how the 2.5 million was spent. So from the 2.5, we spent 342 towards the project. However, the contract sum of 400, as shown on the IPC, remained the same. That was the contract sum, which is above what we paid. Then,
yes. Honorable Pavilion.
Thank you, Chair.
Yes.
Chair, the serious question is, these people, do they have this information to show that all these vouchers were properly acquitted? Did the receivers, the recipients, did they receive? Do they have documents to show that they received? You see, when you look at these officers, Chair, all of them were appearing. When you reach this stage of interrogation, they all look confused, but they are not confused. And such type of behavior is what causes problems, even when our auditors go to audit them.
How long can you take
they
to
don't
give us
provide information.
the bank
Then
statements?
at a later stage they will call to say, now we have evidence here. Why do you deliberately leave important documents? Why do you, especially you have the DF in your presence? Why didn't you properly, underline properly in the question, properly acquit or bring evidence to indicate that all the payments were properly acquitted? Why did you do that? And do you have these documents? Say the truth so that we know which stage.
Yes, Council Secretary.
Chair, thank you so much. The full attachments for these documents we don't have. We only carried the copies that were attached, but we can still request officers at the office. They can scan them and then send them through. So for the contractors, Chair, with your guidance, the only acquittal that we usually have when make such payment is a receipt from them. That's what we have, which was attached, is for them to issue a receipt for a particular payment, Chair.
Chair, I don't believe the last query, Chair. See what they've done. All these documents are there indicating bank statements. Why didn't they do the same? For me, my suspicion is that they don't have, because here they are the documents, see a volume.
Even on operations, you have given us the bank statements.
Bank statements,
why didn't you do the same for this?
Chair, it was an omission on our part.
Honorable Mulunda.
Chair, it's not a question, but maybe a question, but a comment, really. You see, I don't understand our witnesses all the time, local authorities. I always ask one question. Do you sit before you come here? Do you sit as management to look at the document page by page? Do you do that? That is my question, Chair. Because, look, every member of management in that meeting have the area of interest. We have the internal auditor, we have the DF. These ones will make sure that every document in terms of payment process is attended to. Then you look at the vouchers. Let's look at the vouchers now. In your own meeting, you look at every voucher. You are the ones that have provided, that have put a provision for somebody receiving the funds to acquit or to acknowledge receipt of whatever payment. You are the one that have prepared this document. We just receive and then we ask, who was supposed to sign here, Council Secretary? Why didn't the Council Secretary sign? Who was supposed to sign here is the recipient. Why didn't he sign? And those are the simple questions we're asking. Now, you have an opportunity to sit there and you look at all these things. Me, when I look at these, you know, from your point, you said you have paid, you have done everything. But what is difficult to make sure that the document is properly acquitted? What is difficult about that? Because these, to me, are quite unnecessary questions. We are supposed to be looking at maybe the abuse of funds, why did you misapplications, those things, but not acquitting a document where you have made provisions for everyone to slot in or to acknowledge. Chair, at times I feel we are not supposed to be looking at these things. These are too basic to be questioned by the committee like this one. Thank you, Chair.
The question is, why are they hiding this information to the members? There was a concern by Controller of Internal Audit on why the auditor did not check all these payments. I want you to respond, CS, without referring this question to your juniors. Why did you allow that? Why did you authorize these payments without being checked by the auditor?
Thank you, Chair. I wish to state that the normal practice is before any payment is done and before the Council Secretary actually approves, they need to see the assurance of the internal auditor that the internal auditor has gone through the document. It's more like the internal auditor is the eyes of the Council Secretary, where you need to look for a red ink on the payment voucher. However, Chair, this was an omission on the office of Council Secretary, and I wish to request that going forward, and assuring the committee that going forward we ensure that these procedures are strictly adhered to. Thank you, Chair.
You've just stated the correct procedure, but you are saying it was an omission. Why would you deliberately choose not to follow the guidelines, the financial guidelines, which are there to safeguard resources, which are under your supervision as a principal officer?
Chair, my comment is I do not have an excuse on the omission that on the part of our Council Secretary. But just to request the commission, the committee, that we ensure that we rectify the error that is there, Chair.
Dr. Mwanza, your last question, and I'll ask the Chair to give concluding remarks.
Okay, thank you, Chair. Page 4. Page 4, you're showing the performance of the budget, and we commend Mushindano for having 20% over collection during the financial year under review. One particular item is the other receipts. Other receipts, which is on page 4, you budgeted only 600,000 kwacha to 600,750, but you collected 1,771,047, which is 102% on the collection on other receipts. The explanation is that you received some donations, which are on page 4. My interest is the donation from FQM to build a clinic of 800,000 kwacha. Also the CDF loan recoveries, donation towards HTCT Day, 5,000 kwacha, which made the over collection total of 1,163,458 kwacha. The evidence that you have provided in Appendix 1 shows a letter from the area member of Parliament. Actually, we commend the area member of Parliament for this gesture to lobby for some funds from FQM. The question here is, I cannot see evidence of the funds from FQM being released to towards the cost of building this clinic. 1, 2, if ever the funds were released, what is the construction status of this very important facility, the clinic in this Kiva something area? And the third one is you have indicated CDF loan recovery of 358,458. This CDF loan recovery is supposed to be a revolving fund, which you're supposed to give to would-be beneficiaries as loans. Why did you put it on this table for the account for operations? And how have you used this money? Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Chair. I'll start with the question on the 800,000. The bank statement is attached. That is showing the crediting of our account with 800,000 kwacha, which is on just after the correspondences between KCM and the council. I think just after the email, the extracts from the email, there's a bank statement there that is showing the 800,000 that was received. So now,
would you lead us to indicate exactly where the 800
Chair,
is showing?
Chair, when you look at the first page of the bank statement, if you look at the numbers at the far end, where it's written 018, number 18.
1.
Number 8.
Appendix 2. Is it 1 or 2?
Appendix 1.
Appendix 1, yes.
Appendix 1. So just after the email, there's a bank statement there.
Yes, you can take us where the 800 is.
So Chair, on the same bank statement, if you look at the numbers on the far left there, dated September 18th, 2023, 18, there is number 18 there showing 800,000 as a credit. September 18th, September 2023.
How far has the building of the clinic gone?
Chair, the constructions have been completed.
Okay. What was your last question, Honorable?
The same chair.
Yes.
The details of where the money was coming from. You just see the column where it's right treasury. Treasury is your account? You call it treasury account?
Chair, usually these narrations are done by the bank. Normally they just indicate where the money was deposited from. So if you look at other transactions there, it's showing Solwezi branch, Chingola, showing where the monies were. But on this one, the treasury, we suspect should be maybe head office, which is called treasury in their internal system. This is the bank statement.
Okay.
Yes.
Treasurer, maybe you can help us. There is no description. There is no other detail. Because if you look at the other transfers, Chair, they are indicated where they're coming from and for what. There is always a narration. This one is not even the account number showing. Is it this account number is for Solwezi, or it is where the money is coming from? You look at the Fed just before 800 there is that column. Others you indicate the account numbers. We just want to learn why this one strangely has no narration as to for what and where it came from. It came from the treasury or it came to the treasury. Maybe the DF or UCS can help us explain this.
Chair, I wish to start by stating that this document is a bank statement that is generated by the bank. So at times, I think we also have a question sometimes on the narrations where a certain transaction has no narration like this one. So this one was just purely, it's an external document from the council which is generated by the bank. So this is how we received the way it is, Chair.
Just a quick one before Doc. These statements, they help you to prepare your books of accounts. So how do you, when you are preparing your financials, what description do you put and from where? Because from the bank statement you're able to pick information and as you do your reconciliations, you look, just pick the figures, or you have no narration to help you in that direction?
Chair, during our reconciliations, if we come across such rare transactions that are blank, we normally contact the bank, or we write to the bank requesting them to say, we've received these funds, where are these funds coming from? But at the time, Chair, we were very expectant of these funds from FQM, because this whole conversation started, I think, a year before. So at the time when it even hit the bank without even looking at the narration, we knew for sure that this money is the one that is coming from the mines as a donation.
The last one. What is the status of the clinic? Is it complete, or at which stage?
Chair, the clinic is complete.
Dr. Maza?
Yes, about I asked another question concerning the CDF loan recoveries. Why is it appearing on the operational account? Because CDF loan recoveries is supposed to be given to beneficiaries, would be beneficiaries in the CDF account. And also, I'm not content with your answer concerning the rehabilitation of council offices, because you are showing that you have budgeted to spend 342,000 kwacha, 450 on the council offices, and the contract that JPICO has is 496,800. What about the difference in the amount? Because you have only 342,000 kwacha. Are you telling us that you are supposed to what is the source of money on the over budget? Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Chair. I'll start with the question on the CDF funds that are appearing, the loan recoveries. So, Chair, when the auditors, before they even visit the council, they ask for the annual financial statements from the council. So these annual financial statements, they've got a prescribed format in which we report. So from the financial statements, that's where the auditors picked these budgeted revenue. So in the financial statements, according to the guidance, the loan recoveries, they don't have a specific line, but we have a line for CDF which only shows the funding we've received direct from government, for example, 28 million. So if the loan recoveries, they are put in other income, then on the notes to the financial statements, that's where we are required to explain the details of the other income. Hence, you see that the other income are showing there on the table as part of the loan recoveries. We've come with the financial statements that are showing these figures and how they are tabulated as the format of these annual financial statements. These are the financial statements that we produce annually as councils, and which we also publish on our website as our annual record for a particular year. I submit, Chair.
The other question about the...
Just a follow-up, Chair, before the other, he responds to the other one.
Yes.
On the particular on this, do you have a separate account for CDF?
Yes, Chair.
Before I ask a follow-up.
Chair, we have two accounts for CDF. One is for the revolving fund, and the other one is for the our main CDF account. So we've got two separate accounts, bank account for CDF.
Yes, Chair, I just wanted to learn. Yes, this one is strange that since we started looking at these accounts, it's the first time that we are seeing loan recoveries in the operations statement, which are overstating your income. That's why I've asked that question. Then you say that it's the standard way. We would like to learn that, because there is no council which has come in their income indicating loan recoveries. So we'd like to learn from you. If you have a separate revolving fund, I presume that in that revolving fund, that is where you have these recoveries. And since they are revolving, most of the councils, once they recover, they continue giving others. But you have put it in the operations account and it's part of the income. So how is this statement that you are telling us strange from others, from Shinamo? Maybe for our own education, for our own learning. Why, if it is away from the operations accounts? How did it come to your operations account when you have a separate revolving fund account?
Thank you, Chair. Before I respond, Chair, I would like to give a further example. If, for example, Chair, this year is an election year, and as a council, we receive ECZ funds. So in our annual financial statements, the money that we receive as a council during the year to conduct elections, in our annual financial statements, they will be reported as under other income, where we'll put a note to say these monies were actually ECZ money that the council received in the particular year. So when when these funds are reported in the financial statements, they are not reported according to the bank account, but according to categories, the type of revenue, which category this revenue falls in. So you find that all these revenues are put together in different categories according to the prescribed format of the annual financial statement. I submit, Chair.
The question from Dr. Manza on the contract, which is 400 something, but under your budget you only had
Chair, I wish to assume, maybe with a correction from the Honorable, that the contract sum, the Honorable had picked the figure that is on page Appendix 16, then the budget figure. Where's the money for? Not this is one. Let me just go to the page, Chair.
Go to Appendix 16. There's a first payment voucher of 263,680. The next page is a letter of claim from JPICO. The third one is a payment voucher, which is 88,769. Now the fourth, which is the fourth and last, is even upside down. I don't know, in my document it is upside down. So the contract price, interim payment certificate number 2. So it shows the contract details, and the contract amount VAT inclusive is 496, 815 kwacha. And yet in your explanation for unspent funds, you budgeted for 342,000 kwacha. That is the clarity that we need to see.
Chair,
yes.
Let me take you to page 10. So, Chair, on page 10, on the table there,
yes,
under item number 3, there is 342,450.43. So, Chair, this figure, we are only trying to show the committee how much we actually paid from the unspent funds during the year and not the budgeted amount. This was the actual payment that is here. From the 2.3 that was queried, that this 2.5 was not spent. So the breakdown of the 2.5, one of the figures that are there was the payment towards the construction of the building. So this was the actual payment, the 342.
Where did you get the variance to make the contract sum of 496? So that we can have a complete story regarding this.
Chair, the contract sum was 496.
Yes.
But what you've only shown from the contract sum is what we actually paid from the 2.5.
We get you very clearly.
Yes.
We are following you. There are also people watching us. Okay? there is a figure of a contract sum 496 and you only paid 342. So to balance it, I was asking, where did you get the other funds, from which budget, so that we rest this matter?
This payment was paid.
Yes, Chair.
Did you budget for this project? If you did, where is that budget? That you only paid 342. If you had any budget, that's what the chair is asking.
Did you give them a payment before this 342?
And is this project complete?
Chair, this project was budgeted for in 2023. So as at December 2023, the project wasn't complete and we didn't pay the remaining balance. So the first IPC was paid during the year. So now after the year we had 2.5 as a balance in our account. So part of that 2.5 was the actual money which was meant for this project, which was paid the following year.
That is the explanation I was looking for. Chairman Nyambose, do you have some conclusion? Chairman Nyambose, hold on, my brother.
Sir, it is, he is mentioned of CDF to say the money is like the election money received. The question is, doesn't they have a CDF account so that this money will find itself in the operation what? Account. Sir, not to go against you, because you still come and have CDF. So when we reach there, are we going to come back to the operation funding?
Yes.
Thank you, Chair. The ECZ funds, I gave it as an example where it comes in that category as other funds that would receive in a particular year. So for this particular table, these figures were extracted from our financial statements, which has a category of other income. That's where now the other income from these recoveries are there. However, in the financial statement, the format, it has also a line for CDF fund that we receive direct. So the guidance from there is the money that we receive in a particular year from the government is posted in CDF. The revolving fund is posted under the category of other. So when these were extracted from the financial statement, the other component had the component of loan recoveries. I think, Chair, I also need to mention that I think when preparing this financial statement, this has been a common omission that the CDF loan recoveries, sometimes it's not reported as other income in the annual financial statement.
Chairman Nyambose, your last remarks.
Thank you very much, Mushindamo, for this interaction. However, I think you need to do some work in terms of giving evidence. I'll talk about this building of the council offices, council building. There is a lot that should have brought out, especially the contract sum should have come out. What did you budget as a council? Then expenditure 300, balance should have been known, and also the status of it, at which stage is it. So this is very critical because we want to see how councils are accounting for the resources. Then the other issue of other income, when you look at your budget funding and expenditure, you note that it is a positive variance even with national support. Now you was indicating, and you are on record, that income coming from loan recoveries should be treated as income to inflate or to raise your total income. Your total income is more, and when you look at the budgeted, it's less, showing that Mushindamo is performing very well in terms of budget performance. But is it true that the issue? And if that is the issue, why are other councils not abiding by what you are doing? So you saw these questions from honorable members on that particular one, because you could be deceiving that you are performing very well. You have a positive variance when you are including other sources of income that have the separate accounts. CDF is other income. Why didn't you put the entire CDF here? Because you know for sure. But I've explained to say no. Income from the loan recovery is supposed to come as income. You should have put a narration that this is separate from the schedule. It's supposed to come independently than to inflate this. Because the expenditure of the same loan income is not being spent in the operations accounts. It's spent independently there. So the income that you are supposed to input there is supposed to be income that is given as grants in lieu of rates, or any other grant that you are able now to use for your own operations. That is the understanding. So you saw that your explanation could be true, but in terms of including it in this for this purpose, it's not supposed to be there. We would like to encourage you to continue being prudent in terms of project management and financial management. This committee is a watchdog. We want to see whether you are following the regulations. Issues of acquittals or payments, whether you are paying through the system, you should ensure that you formalize what Honorable Munda indicated. If you are paying, you have put those provisions. You are paying someone, you indicate the payee. Approved, prepared by, let it be audited. Office of the Internal Auditor, we have observed a weakness. That weakness should be dealt with. And that part of acquittal, these are contractors that you are every day engaging. As they are exiting, they are supposed to say there is a payment voucher to formalize the transfer that we did to you. They must acquit for them. That's why these provisions are put in place. So we shouldn't be lazy as councils. So my counsel is that as you go back, let's ensure even these ones, don't throw them away. Go call them that can you come and deal with these spaces that are supposed to be filled. So with those remarks, I would like to thank you for your appearance. As you go back, we wanted to see prudence. As you appear for CDF, ensure that you follow these payment vouchers, IPCs, statements. All the documents should come so that the people of Zambia should see that the monies that are being channeled by this good government is utilized accordingly for the benefit of the people of Mushindamo. Sure that everything is done, and we encourage you that you do the same. As you go back, we lift the immunity that was conferred on you, that you are now on your own and have traveling messes. We wish you well. Thank you very much for your appearance.
Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on Parliament Television. Today, Monday, 27th January 2025. To be on live commentary, my name is Matimba Mkua, and on sign language, we are joined by Chola Kaoma and Jason Manda. And you're just from watching a live committee on local government accounts, in which they were receiving submissions from the Council Secretary for Mushindamo Town Council, Mr. Gabriel Lui, with his team, and they were considering the report of the auditor